clothes. I don't know what that's all about. Ooh, it appears. See, got that. Got the cameras all fudged up just to taste on some of the platforms. But appears we're going live right now on all stations currently. Um, yeah, it's been a tumultuous week. I mean, a lot of blessings in disguise. You know, I had a I had gotten offered a position at the school I go to. Um, Actually, multiple positions, and then one of my instructors connected me with his son, who's in like um, well, it's like a activism group, but it's been around since the 30s, and and it's like it's pretty substantial. They got like positions open that pay a nice chunk of change, but I was um, told what their three primary focuses on last quarter were the first two were vaccines, COVID and monkeypox, and then the second and then the third was like getting kids off of vapes, which I'm all for. Uh, but it's just of all the things wrong in our community to make those your top three, like you're not poisoned, but you're not worried about the poison in the water. We just had an explosion in Ohio. All kinds of deadly chemicals spilled into the water and air, started killing off life within hours. So it's just like all this shit. We don't have Medicare for all. Uh, we should be fighting tyranny. Like people who give people the choice, my body, my choice, and whatnot when it comes to all medical procedures. Um, but like yeah, they were focused on this, but then like they get heavy corporate money, right? So I was conflicting. This is like I got away from corporations a few years ago when I had the whole fuck full screen thing. I was like, the last time I was like entangled with a corporation like that. I mean, I've done sponsorships with corporate entities, but it's like more so I had a lot more control. I could like pull out. Um, well, until one of them got bought up by Google, then they went this shit. I had to get approval for like if I said something negative about the product, they could like not pay me my money, even if my rent was due. Like they already put it in the thing. They have to approve the video, and you can't say anything critical about it for a lot of people. But anyways, so I was like having all these mixed emotions about like the opportunities opening. I'm like, yeah, this sounds like a good amount of money, but it's like I'm not gonna be advocating some shit I can't get behind. And I have a friend. Um, he was a first person I sent music out to include on something I'm working on, and I was like calling him like get some updates on a lot of stuff, including distribution stuff, and we ended up just kind of going into a lot of stuff. He gets into the politics easy. It always starts with like he obsesses over Donald Trump, and if you say anything like that contradicts him that Trump said, he'll let you know, and you don't have to be a fan of Trump. You can hate Trump. It doesn't matter. It's like something that he just does. But anyway, um, yeah, we were talking. Like we started talking about his work. I started to be like, this sounds kind of like what they're trying to bring me into, right? Like some kind of a corporate thing, because like a lot of his talking points, because when we start talking about the V word, because I'm doing a video of someone who's like, you were right, all the anti-V people, or people who question the government and big corporations. It's gonna be on Netflix.net, but um, Yeah, the dude was like, he was like, I give it to you. You guys were right on this. We should have done our research, right? So it was just like I assumed it was just kind of like, and it's like, yeah, in my personal experience, there's a lot of people who were closed-minded um, to people who were questioning the V word, but then they started to have their eyes open, on the 15th booster. But like we started just going at it, like I just see what like certain shit like money has to explain the ideology, because he was saying he was one of those people who shame people for not voting for Biden, even though he didn't want to fucking fuck with Biden. He was like, yeah, you got to vote for Biden, lesser of two evils. You got to vote for Hillary, lesser of two evils. Matter of fact, he was the person who introduced me to Barack Obama, but he told me that Barack Obama was going to be Hillary Clinton's vice president. And that's how he explained it to me, and like he was excited about it. But anyway, that I should have known that was like a red flag. I got nothing but love for him, but like we were talking about, because he forced Biden and Hillary on anyone who would like listen. Uh, um, but then he said he could never get behind Bernie Sanders. In full disclosure, I'm someone who regrets getting behind Bernie Sanders. Uh, in that, like, as soon as he got into that power structure, the movement that he garnered during his election should have been used to get us health care for all in a pandemic, the most common sense resolution. But and he's like pandered to all this pro-war shit. But he was the only person talking about health care for all, and bringing it to like prominence. And he said my homeboy said he couldn't get behind him because Bernie wasn't pro reparations. And I was like, what the fuck are you pro reparations? I'm like, when people were talking about healthcare for all, which is a cheaper system, um, uh, people were saying how you gonna pay for it when it costs less than the current system we have right now. We just have to get rid of the unnecessary middlemen. But when you talk about reparations, something that benefits a very small few, and it's like there's no way you can say it's going to be saving you anything. I was like, like who would get behind something like that? And then he told me he was working on the campaign for this billionaire named Tom Steyer, and he was like, yeah, he's all about reparations. I'm like, yeah, because he says he's all about reparations because he doesn't have to pass it because nobody supports that shit. I mean, it's not that I'm saying I don't support it. I'm just saying I would be more understanding of like people from all colored creeds and religions. Um, so if you went to jail for prison, if you went to jail for nonviolent stuff like um, marijuana, you were in there for 10 years, you get reparations. Like we stole your life for nothing, right? Uh, he said he was like just no Bernie was not. He's not it, but I was like, so did Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden come out pro reparations? Did Joe Biden give me my reparation check and I didn't know it? But like, yeah, it was just like silly. But then I understood like he's getting paid for these campaigns, so he just like starts eternalizing, um, like what they want him to, and his job depends on him understanding the world in a certain way, and that's like one of the reasons why I was scared to getting anything corporate sounding, because like sometimes you just get lost in the sauce, and like you could come out supporting Tom Steyer, uh, which I mean, like I said, if I could go back now, because I campaigned for Bernie. If I can go back now, I just have signs. I'm from the future. Bernie's gonna let us down. He's gonna tell you to vote Joe. Not gonna say anything about like escalating to World War III. Uh, he's gonna give us mandates instead of healthcare for all. I would say all that, but yeah, I mean, over if I had to pick Bernie over Tom Steyer, yeah, Bernie all day. You think they shooting down ETs and shit? Um, think they're shooting down party balloons. Um, yeah, it's just interesting. You know, it's like a difference in technology. America looks at a giant balloon and sees like a spy balloon. Like we don't already have our freedom like ripped away from us from our own government. You know, tyrannical government killing protesters on whims, no accountability for police. Yet they choose not to go after the billionaires. You know, like that would make sense. You know, like you give police qualified immunity. You send them after the richest of the rich. You know, they got like robot dogs and all kinds of shit. So it's, you know, like they're gonna need qualified immunity because they're going after like a very dangerous enemy, right? But you know, but if they're going after unarmed kids with like bags of Skittles and shit, it's um, doesn't make sense for them to be so protected. But yeah, I think we might just be experiencing like China's seeing all the hubbub about their balloon. They're like, you think we were spying you with this balloon, bitch? We got shit from the future. Like we've been making everything you guys use for decades. Like we understand the technology better. We're not as greedy. We don't let corporations run everything. Like you know, we try to move in the right direction, preserving life. I mean, they definitely got their flaws, but they got 800 million people out of poverty. So it's like we should start spying on them, figuring out what their secrets are. Uh, you know, avoid whatever fascism or authoritarianism that the current ruling class might be inclined to pick up. Um, just focus on prosperity, you know, connecting with the earth, uh, uh, decolonizing the mind and whatnot. Hey, Nate, I know this is completely off topic in regards to your live. I'm on my lunch break and I haven't been able to catch up one of your lives. I wanted to say that I've been a fan of yours for years. I remember you were NatesVlogs. Your videos always kept, it's a long one, I gotta click to see more, kept me good, in good spirits. And got me through a lot of dark days. Thank you. Glad to see you're still doing videos. Blessings to you. Well, yes, I am doing live streams over here. Um, but yeah, I typically put like the employee evaluations, rewinds over on Netflix.net. Upload those through Rumble, and I got a new one coming up. So I want to share the good news, and then I also got to do some sponsored content, which I'm not necessarily proud of, but it's help to expand the wardrobe a little bit. Um, so yeah, we're I appreciate you sticking with me so long. Nate's vlogs. I went down 2014, so you're if not 10 years, almost there. That's it's a blessing to have you so long. Yeah, no, it's pretty dope. Like when I was leaving a class heading to um, the rail, I got approached by someone who just, hey Nate, and he ended up being like a 10-year viewer, and he was like, yeah, I saw what they did to you, fucked your channel. So like, keep on pushing, bro. Well, yeah, well, it means a lot to hear that from people who've been with me for so long, been able to see the struggle, see the development, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Thank you. I'm blessed for having you. Thank you for the wonderful emojis. Y'all bears. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Y'all is some bears. And I'm like ignoring Insta. LOL. It's that whole we're gonna give y'all 40 acres and a mule, which never happens. Well, yeah, a lot of empty promises. But yeah, I think change is inevitable, especially like at the pace people are like catching on, because it was just like, well, like after having, cause the homeboy who talking about in the beginning, uh, like I think because we had a 7 hour conversation, and it just got like heated, but I think the parts where he was like just most pushing me on were the parts where he really understood what the fuck I was saying, and he just was like, I just reminded him of maybe how he got in thinking, but then like how his brain had been co-opted by that corporate money. But yeah, that's like it's always like cause I think about stuff like who would keep me grounded, like on the original mission, before I start getting in too deep and start rooting for Tom Steyer or something. Um, well, yeah, and it's just you guys come to mind because yeah, I walked away from a substantial amount of opportunity going down the path, um, and it feels like so long ago, but yeah, now that things are popping, it's just like everything. It's always a corporation. So it's like when I start going down, made my focus stand up. It's like yeah, someone brings me out there and wants to bring me out to New York and be subject to corporations. I chose not to go that route. But then like I thought YouTube would be a better route. Then it's just corporations own it. I mean, it is a giant evil corporation in itself. But then like they started having like networks that were owned by the TV networks that people were getting away from, and they were like controlling everything, calling all the shots. If they wanted you to be seen, you'll be seen. It used to have like an actual algorithm um, that was like it went off engagement, and I had like this high ass percentile. That's why I was like at one point full screen was on my NUTs. And then they realized, yeah, let's just pay off these people and tweak the algorithm directly. We'll just have people watching a bunch of boring, bland ass shit, and yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's good or not because like this is gonna be the shit they watch. So it's just like when you go to the YouTube homepage, I do not do that. I got away from that. I don't give my eyeballs to the sites that censor. I mean, I got everybody in my life do it though. Like when they want to show something, my girl was watching some how-to stuff on this fucking god awful website. But yeah, but when you go to it, it's just like yeah, it's the same shit that it doesn't provide any intellectual substance. Usually lying to you. Um, but yeah, good stuff. Glad to see you are still doing your thing. Sorry about your channel. Been with you for a minute. Well, I appreciate that. But the channel, NatesVlogs.net, I upload from usually Rumble because they haven't censored me yet. But if something were to happen to me on Rumble, I would still want you to be over here because yeah, I mean I got to pay for this to maintain this shit, but at the same time, it's I'm not gonna take myself off. I mean, shit, the server I use, which I shouldn't mention, might try to take me off. But you know what? So far, there hasn't been a problem. Um, hey Nate, what it do, Dayton? Got a date in here? I guess it makes sense because it is almost Valentine's Day. Well, it might be Valentine's Day in your neck of the woods. Ooh. Yes, I am a 10+ year fan. I remember being hyped up when you responded to me in one of my comments on on the page at the time. My husband and I were stationed in Germany. YouTube really screws you over, but you bounce back. Do you still have your dog? Um, uh, yeah, I bounced back, as in, figured out how to survive this crazy world. Uh, but yeah, I'm just developed new tactics, trying to get up the same old hill. Uh, but yeah, do I have a dog? Yes, I have two. But if you were referencing Mayor, like that was the dog I had back in two. That might be a little bit before your time. Uh, yeah, because um, friend put him out in the streets the day I left for LA. That was like 2011. But yeah, and then after that I got Major, 2014, and yeah, he died like the week I moved to this farm, and it was like he got sick. I mean, he'd been sick before, but he started like vomiting up everything. He started shitting everywhere, and it was like one day it was just like he was just acting all sluggish, and I was like, well, if he's like this tomorrow, I'm gonna take him to the uh, vet. And then like he woke up, he stopped vomiting, but then he stopped. He wasn't really eating, you know. Me he'd nibble with stuff, but you know he didn't have his appetite. Uh, and then when I ended up getting on the bus, tried to get him to the vet, and he died on the bus. Yeah, and then like he ended up. It was like scary. Uh, he started like shitting. It was like bloody shit, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I didn't have anything. Went for some napkins by the bus driver to try to pick it up. Hopefully, nobody would notice. Um, but yeah, he ended up. I got off at the stop, which ended up being the school that I ended up going to. Um, but oh, and then the play I did at the school was about um, a dog who died in the beginning. They were trying to solve the mystery of the dead dog. So I did not write it, but it was just very serendipitous. But yeah, yeah, he died a few years ago, and then like I ended up getting a puppy, my first puppy, through my girl's brother. Um, their dog had dogs. Their dogs had dogs. Had dogs with each other. But yeah, and he is almost the spitting image of Major. You know, he's got like a little more white areas, but yeah, like they just he's got like longer legs, but like there's so much similarities. It's just like it's uncanny. They even got like the same little tail because I think Major was um, uh, what is it? Not Shiba Inu, Pomeranian. I think he had like some palm in that tail, but anyway, getting hella sidetracked. But yeah, they're gone. ICDC, Shady Bus Stop with Lil Bow Wow. I think you're thinking of Romeo off the Domeo. I haven't seen it in a while, so you have to trust me. Um, yeah, I think I still have one of those. I think I still have some of the ICDC stuff. That's big business. Ha ha ha. Hey Nate, what's up? What it do, the Batman? It's been far too long. How's my arch nemesis doing? Still locking up poor people in your facilities that you own? Getting rich off of the prison industrial complex? I'm sorry for your loss, Nate. I remember Major. I found your videos in 2009 or 10. So I definitely remember the little face. Yeah. 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 Well, that's the one of the things YouTube took, because it was like hella videos. I think I still got like one of the videos of when I first got Major, but I had like a old ass video of when I went to the pound to look for what ended up being Mayor, uh, and it's just like, yeah, that shit was just gone, because it was like a bunch of other dogs. One of them was his brother, who was the actual mayor, like that was his name in the pound. Um, and I asked for him, but he had an undescended testicle, and they couldn't neuter him. They just kept him. So I got his brother, and I just gave him his name. But yeah, I guess so, bro. Great to hear from you again, man. I still watch your rewinds on Daily Motion. Oh man, I gotta. Now Daily Motion was the place that fucking censored me. I was about to be like, yeah, I haven't updated them in a minute. There are places I do need to update. Um, Daily Motion is just, yeah, they censored the first thing I posted on there that was supposed to be uncensored. That was the whole point. And and then I learned, they were they were like, front page was littered with all the companies, and like Juke and Media, they were like the most prominent. And that, the companies that I was having beef with on YouTube, who were like suing for rights on videos they didn't create. Um, so it's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna say there's collusion. I'm just saying that's one thing I noticed after I got fucked over by Daily Motion. I meant that there because your videos weren't on YouTube. Yes. Well, I guess the more robust back catalog of videos is on my odyssey.com/ um at symbol Nateflix. Yes, I think that's it. So yeah, it has everything that was live over on my YouTube channel, my Nateflix YouTube channel. And I think I have a Odyssey of my Nate's Turn um, content. And that was just mostly, I mean, it's a lot of repeats. And I had, what you call it, a lot of live streams. I turned that to the live stream hub. Yeah, and those live streams got long as a motherfucker. Long, long, long. And a lot of live streams are just me arguing with you, if you're the same Batman. Ooh. Mm, that is delicious. Well, anywho, internet, I do gotta look at uh, the stuff I gotta get accomplished by tonight. I haven't checked my page today, so I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna upload a video likely tonight, and I got another one that I gotta shoot. Um, I want to get up shortly because I want to do something for the commiseration of uh, Malcolm X's passing, February 21st. I want to do like a video on him, and so I want to do a video in between that. So I got to get on some stuff, but I appreciate that. And once again, that stuff you are not going to see on these sites. These sites live streaming. They're the ones that censor my content. So when I start getting into most topics, um, I've noticed these places are the ones that take me down. Yet this is where my biggest following is. So this is just a tool to get y'all over Netflix.net. Um, and Yeah, I upload through Rumble usually. I also got Odyssey. That's the largest back catalog. You want to see an old video that was on NatesVlogs channel. It's probably over on my Odyssey. So check that out. But if you go to Rumble, I take out all the ads. So if you see the video, sometimes it's got like a little sponsored something or other. A man needed that for the rent. I apologize for it. Um, but yeah, I take it off on Rumble and put it on NatesVlogs.net. So just keep that in mind. And for your authentic rewinds and employee evaluations, NatesVlogs.net. Peace, silly geese. I want to see half the comments. Good question.